Good morning. It's Ty here again. So today we are back with another deck profile. Today I'm actually gonna bring you my take on yellow. So this deck is very underrepresented in the meta right now, and there's a good reason for that. Like it doesn't have the most support, but there are actually a lot of fun things you can do with it. So I'm kind of gonna get into that today. Starting off with the Digitama, we got 4 Keepymon. This is undisputably the best Digitama we have access to right now. And then I just have 1 Yokomon as the 5th one. I feel like it's important to play 5 in this build of yellow because it is more of a rookie rush kind of style, but we'll get into that. We got 4 Tinkermon because this card is one of the reasons that you would play this style of yellow. With the Petermon later on, you just get free bodies. 4 Kudamon, because yellow doesn't have a whole lot of draw power, so having a rookie that replaces itself is always nice. And then we have 7 of the little 2-drop vanillas. I love these cards. They help you control the memory that you pass over to your opponent, and free body or cheap bodies is cheap damage. So that's the entire point of these cards being in the deck. We have 1 Patamon. This is a good card. A lot of people don't like it. I say test it. It's been putting in a lot of work for me, especially in this build when you can drop it off of free for the drop it for free off of the Magnadramon. Psych, we're playing red as well. So I have 1 Agumon. Let's help you search for your Tamers. So this is kind of one of those decks where you are playing a hybrid of colors, and you want to do that so that you have the options for the red removal. So this deck came from an idea from my buddy BJ, who wanted to incorporate blue and yellow together, kind of like in the True Champion Steven video where he had a blue bottom end and a yellow top end so that he could make use of the Kaiser nail. He wanted to invert that so that he could use the yellow bottom end and then have blue's memory gain and draw power. But it wasn't really working, so we decided to go with red so that you'd have access to red's removal. And so another rookie that you can put on the board, and it's cheap so that while this is in play, you can have access to your red options. This is really nice. The biggest difference between my list and my buddy BJ's list is he is playing more Agumon than I am. I have a Muchomon in my list, and he does not. This card is great to get around Volcanicdramon, and if you have 1 red tie in play, this trades with blockers. So I really like this card, and I want to bump him up. And that rounds off the rookies. We have, I think, 16... Yeah, we have 18 rookies in this deck, 2 of which are red. Pretty high count, but, it's a rookie rush-based strategy. Moving on to the level 4s, we have 3 Petermon. Like I said, this card puts a body on the board for free if you've already played a Tinkermon earlier in the game, which really isn't that hard to do. And then we have 2 Unimon. So you don't really need that many blockers in this deck because it's more of an aggressive style. So I could honestly cut a copy of this, but I like it at 2. It comes up when I need it, and I've never really wanted to have more. But these are the only level 4s in the deck. We're only playing 5 level 4s. You don't really need to evolve on top of your dudes because having a body is having a body. Swinging it doesn't change the amount of security that you check. And evolving into a level 4 isn't really going to change your odds of survival, whereas it would in my Veedramon deck. But that's the reason for the low level 4 count. And it's so that we can kind of hard play some of these sweet level 5s we have. We have 1 Magnadramon. This card could be something else. It's fine. It's a good card. but I could easily take it out for a third Skull Greymon because removing blockers is just as important as recovering. The cool part about this deck is you have red's removal and you have yellow's recovery, but you have that rookie rush style. So it kind of does everything halfway. And if you lean into any of the aspects of the deck during your gameplay, you can really take advantage of that. So these cards are nice. I like the ratios that we have, but I'd consider bumping either of these up. The neatest part of this deck is the fact that we are playing 5 memory borrowers. So the memory borrowers in this style of deck allow you to put more bodies on the board very, very quickly. And the fact of the matter is if you borrow a bunch of memory and then put 5 units in play and they can't get rid of them or put enough blockers in play to stop you, then you just win the game the turn after that. They have to either have the out in their hand or have 3 blockers or just have everything that they need. And it forces them to be in the situation, or it forces them to be in the situation where they have the out. And if you, God forbid, get 2 of these in play, then, you know, you're putting a free body and then you're dropping a Magnadramon every turn and it just gets out of hand pretty quickly. But that's the level 5s. Playing 8 level 5s. So more level 5s than level 4s, which is kind of weird in most lists, but, you know, we'll take it in this one. On to level 6s. We have 1 Volcanic and 4 Magnadramon. These cards are nuts. So Magnadramon actually has a second effect where whenever it attacks, you can play a level 3 yellow card from your hand for free. So it kind of adds to your aggression while adding to your defense. And then, you know, everybody knows Volcanic Dramon, but the fact that it has security attack +1 also helps fuel this deck's aggression. I was playing more copies of this, but I ended up not being super necessary, but you can play more of this to kind of make use of your memory borrowers more efficiently, because ideally you want to be borrowing a bunch of memory, playing a bunch of small dudes, and then ending your turn with a big dude. And it would give you more options for that if you bump this card up. But you'll see in a second we have plenty of high drop removal cards. So this is fine. This is the MVP of the deck by far. It's so well rounded and adds so much to this deck's strategy. And then to round off the Digimon, I have 1 copy of /Angemon. So it's a great card to kind of slap on top of the Chirinmon after you attack with it, and then just pop something on their field. It's another removal card. I could take it or leave it, but I really do like playing this card on top of a Chirinmon after I've swung with it. I could bump it up. I could cut it completely. This is kind of player preference. It's a good card. Don't sleep on it, even though it's kind of a weak level 6. So on to the options and Tamers, and this is probably the most fun part of this list. So we have 2 TK and 3 red starter deck tie. So if you've seen any of my other videos, you know I'm a big advocate for this card. So this card lets your Petermons and your Muchomon trade with blockers. It lets your Chirinmon swing over most level 5s in the game. And with the amount of aggression that you're putting on, your opponent doesn't want to swing over your dudes, because the second they have something rested, if you have this in play, then your dudes are bigger than theirs, and you can just swing over their board, similar to how green does in their strategies. So I like this ratio. The TK kind of like helps set your memory, but also helps you fish for the cards that you need. And yeah, all of these are good cards. So they made it into this list. Next on to our options and our removal. We have 4 Gaia Force. This is one of the main reasons we wanted to put red into this deck, because adding more removal to yellow is insane. So you have your slash Angemon, you know, you have your Seven Heavens, you have the Skull Greymon. So what you're doing with this deck is you're just continuously swinging at their security. And if they try to put a body on the board to respond to you, you just get rid of it. It's a lot of fun. So I like the ratio of 4 and 2. I would probably bump Seven Heavens up if I had a third one, but right now, instead of the third one, I'm playing a Polyphony number 7, or Polyphony number 1. Polyphony number 7 is a Yu-Gi-Oh card. But yeah, so you have just 7 good removal cards, and it's really nice. And I wanted an 8th, so I'm testing out Shield of the Just. Now, this could be Oblivion Bird, but I felt like since you're already playing Skull Greymon, Shield of the Just was more rounded. And since you have the 3 red ties, you're usually going to have one in play. So this card actually hits big bodies. And it's nice, you know? You have your 8 removals as your options. You have all the removals in the deck. You have your Magnadramon. You have your Volcanic Dramon. You just have tons of ways to stay alive while you're putting this early game aggression on with the Rookie Rush. And even your bigger plays like the Chirinmon and the Magnadramon fuel your late game aggression by giving you more memory or giving you more security so that you can kind of play more haphazardly into theirs. So this is mine and BJ's take on Yellow Red Super Aggression Turbo featuring Magnadramon and friends. So we hope you liked it. This deck has been getting us a lot of wins in testing and is even beating Omnimon Blue. It's beating Omnimon Red. It's beating Purple. The deck's hardest matchup is Black, ironically. But, you know, you're not really going to go up against that many Black decks. So if you want to try a list like this, there's a lot of flex room and room for innovation. So yeah, comment down below. Let us know what you would change, what you would add, and what you think. See you guys next time. We'll be bringing you more deck profiles and more content. We have a prize unboxing for my tournament package that came for me getting 8th place in the Top Cut webcam event. So stay tuned for that.